Hello everyone, I'm so excited to be finally doing another installment in my Reading My Physical TBR series. I cannot wait. Okay, so if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen this series before, basically it's my mission to try and get through my full physical TBR. However, I have a very large physical TBR. It's kind of overwhelming. So for each episode, I will basically use a random number generator on my bookshelves to randomly select a book from the bookshelves, and then I do a full reading vlog on that book, completely spoiler free. I've had some really fun reads from this and some reads that were maybe not so great, but I'm really excited for this episode. So I'm gonna send you through to Jamie from the past, who has selected the book, and we can see what we get, and then I will see you back here and we can start our read. So I'll see you very soon. Okay guys, it's time to choose what book the random number generator has selected for us. I'm just gonna ballpark, like maybe 200 books are on here. We're gonna go 200 books with the random number generator. There's a lot of books that I'm really excited for and a lot of books that I'm like really not excited for, or like I'm excited, they're on my physical TBR for a reason, but like they're intimidating or they're lower priority because I've since heard like not very great things about them. So I'm scared, but let's go. 162. Oh my god, that's gonna be so far down. Okay, let's count. Number 162. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 156, 157, 158, 159, 160, 161, 162. Oh Jesus Christ. I was saving this for a specific reading vlog, but I guess now this is the reading vlog, I suppose. Jesus Christ. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Dark romance, Peter Pan retelling, I don't know. Okay, this is what we're reading, so I will see you when I've started reading this. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, you guys saw it. Hooked. Hooked by Emily McIntyre, a never after novel. I don't even know if this is number 1 in the series. I have no idea, but I know that they're like standalone, so you don't have to read them in order. And I know that it's a series of dark romances inspired by like fairy tales. And this is the one that is inspired by Peter Pan. I am pretty sure it's a mafia romance. I have no idea what we're getting into, but when I hauled this, everyone was like, Jamie, what the fuck? I bought this on my birthday. I was like, you know what? I am intrigued, but also could be really fun content. I was going to do a full reading vlog on the Never After series, but I don't even know if I'm gonna like this. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like this is the perfect time. You won't be getting spoilers or anything like that. So if you are interested in this smutty dark romance inspired by Peter Pan, where I believe the villain gets the girl, I'm not totally sure, don't worry, you won't get spoiled. But yeah, let's just dive straight into this. No faffing about, no putting it off, let's just dive straight in. Here we go. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm on page 36. Already this book is kind of ridiculous, and our main character is a creep for sure. Well, our male main character. So I was so excited when I saw that like first sentence where it was like, I showed you guys, I think it was like, it feels different than I thought it would, killing him, because it was the prologue and it didn't have a character like title at the beginning of the chapter, and I was like, oh, slay, like woman, like evil woman. I assumed it was a woman. No, it's a man, so he's a murderer basically. Okay, so we follow two main characters, James, also known as Hook because of the hooked dagger he carries around, and Wendy, who is the daughter of Peter, who owns a airplane company or flight company, I don't know what it is. He's a Forbes businessman. He's been named Forbes top businessman for the 5th year in a row. Oh, and he owns an airline, that's what it's called. He owns an airline called, I'm gonna put it on the screen, Nev Air Land.
Neverland. So Peter owns an airline company called Neverland, and Wendy's his daughter. Hook is basically like, I hate Peter, like blah blah blah, he's evil, he's horrible, I'm gonna kill him. Don't know what happened between those two men, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Hook, or James, whatever his name's James Barry. That kind of bothers me slightly because isn't the original author of Peter Pan J.M. Barry? Anyway, we're gonna call him James. James is also a businessman. He owns like a very popular bar, but I also think he's doing something sketchy because he's got like associates and stuff and he kills people, so obviously he's doing something sketchy. Wendy's just moved to town, this new city, with her family, and she's 20 years old, and she walks into the bar that James owns, and James sees her and is like, she's hot, and then he realizes that it's Peter's daughter, and he's like, I'm going to seduce her and then use her as a pawn to ruin Peter's life. We follow the two different perspectives, right? Wendy seems sweet. She seems sweet. James has already got a nickname for her, which is Darling, which obviously makes sense. Wendy Darling, the Darling family, we get it. There's just so many ridiculous things in here, and James is corny as fuck. I know he's supposed to be super dangerous, but the way he speaks is super corny. I don't really know what's going on. He's also described as like having an accent, and also he moved to like America when he was like 13 or something. I don't know what the accent is. No one's really said what the accent is. He's just an accented, hot, dangerous man. He's also treats women like shit, which, you know what? I kind of expected him to be a bit of a creep, a bit of an asshole, because it's a dark romance. But I feel like in some of the other dark romances that I've read, the guy is evil, but he's not like horrible to women, whereas like James is kind of using women as sex objects. So immediately, like, I just don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't know if there's gonna be character development. Like, he's kind of horrible. He's already had a blowjob from a waitress, and he was like, and she was willing to do it, but he still was very gross about it. I know it's gonna be an age gap. I'm assuming it's gonna be an age gap. I don't know how old James is. I'm just, look, it's entertaining, it's silly, it's making me laugh, and the pacing, I mean, we're right into the story immediately on page 36. Not too much setup, which is good, and I'm kind of glad that there's a bit of a mystery surrounding like the history between Peter and James, because that creates tension, and I like that. I like that that is where the pacing is going. I like that we're not finding everything out through exposition on like the first few, like the first 50 pages. Like, I'm glad we're straight into the story, and it's entertaining, but like, I definitely, I don't know, it's silly, it's goddamn silly. Kind of love it though. Love it in a way where I will probably rate it like a low rating, but I'm having fun, but also like picking it apart. Like, Neverland, why? That's so silly. That's so silly that Peter owns an airline company called Neverland. Anyway, we're just gonna see what happens. I'm excited to keep reading, although even just after that 36 pages, I need a break. So I'm gonna make some food and then I guess get straight back into it. It started raining as soon as I hopped into bed to read as well, so that's fun. But yeah, I'm gonna have a snack and maybe watch something and then get straight back into it, and I'm very, very excited because it's so silly and easy to read. Okay guys, hey, so I just finished a stream. I only read up to page 68 of Hooked, so I didn't read too much more. It's pretty ridiculous. Not really much else to add because I'm kind of feeling the same, but I have noticed there is like something about Wendy that I'm not really fucking with all that much. Like, she has this other like girl mate that she's friends with, but they're like kind of fighting over Hook a little bit, and I just don't really understand like the bitchiness. Like, it's not really what I want to read about, especially when the male main character is so irredeemable. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but it's certainly fun. But I've only read like 30 more pages since I last spoke to you, so that's not actually why I brought up the camera. I'm actually gonna read some more tonight and then go to bed, probably share another update in the morning. But the nominees for the Goodreads Choice Awards have come out, so I wanted to share what I voted for with you. I was actually kind of shocked with this year's round of nominations because I do feel like I've read heaps of new releases this year, and then I look at all the Choice Awards and I'm like, oh, I actually haven't read fuck all. Like, I haven't read anything, but I did still do some voting because I did have some favorites in there, so I wanted to share with you what I voted. If you don't follow me on Goodreads as well, you probably wouldn't have seen it. But yeah, okay, so best fiction. I really was stuck because I had 2 5-star reads in here. I really wanted to vote for Yellowface, and I really wanted to vote for Shark Heart, A Love Story. I ended up voting for Shark Heart, A Love Story because I feel like it is kind of like more unknown,
and probably won't go through the next round, so then I can just vote Yellowface for the next round. I realize my error now. I should have voted for Yellowface and then voted for Shark Heart for debut novel, because it is in debut novel. But I ended up voting for Shark Heart. If I could take back my vote, I would go for Yellowface. But yeah, that's what I voted for Best Fiction, and I love Shark Heart so much. I read it recently in my Green Books reading vlog. I didn't vote for historical fiction. I haven't read any of them, and I don't really read historical. Mystery and thriller. I really thought I would have read more mystery thrillers. The only one that I have read is The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. So I did end up voting for that. I do think it's a fun book. I don't think it should win, but like, I don't really know. I have nothing to compare it to because I haven't read anything else on the list. I really want to read All the Dangerous Things. I really want to read None of This Is True. I would love to read Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders. I'd love to read The Only One. Like there's so much on here that I want to read, and it is on my want to read list. But I ended up voting for The Housemaid's Secret because I did like it. It's 4 stars for me, so, you know, may as well. And this is only the opening round, so, you know, some things may change by the time we get to the final round. Anyway, for Best Romance, I had read a few Best Romances. I ended up voting for The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford because that was a 5-star. The only other 2 that I had read was Things We Hide from the Light and Happy Place, and both of those were 3-star reads for me. So I ended up going for The Right Move. New category, Romantasy. That was kind of crazy. I'd only read Fourth Wing. So I voted for Fourth Wing because it was the only book I had read in there, but there's a lot that I want to read in there, which is fun. I hadn't read a single thing in fantasy, which really shocked me, so obviously didn't vote. I don't read science fiction, so whatever. Horror, I have read one book in horror. I had read How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. However, I didn't vote for it because that's like a low 3-star for me, and there's so much in here that I want to read. Like, I really want to read Rouge by Mona Awad. I really want to read Silver Nitrate by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and it's like, until I read those, I'm hoping to maybe read those sooner rather than later so I could potentially vote for them. But even though I have read a book in Best Horror, I didn't vote for it because I just don't think it deserves Best Horror. Young adult fantasy and science fiction, I had only read one, and I voted for Divine Rivals because that was a 5-star read for me, so that was a very, very easy vote. Even though I've already read one, I'm so happy voting for that. Like, I love Divine Rivals. I think I will like it more than all the other ones in here. Even though I haven't read them, I still think I'd prefer it. So yeah, I voted for that. Young adult fiction, I was stuck between Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert, but I ended up voting for 5 Survive just because I thought it was the better book. I liked 5 Survive. I don't really love YA romance all that much, but I'll do anything for Talia Hibbert. So I voted for 5 Survive because that was fun. And then debut novel, I also voted for Shark Heart, A Love Story. And I think Shark Heart has a better chance of getting through Best Debut Novel over Best Fiction. So I'm really hoping that gets through and wins because I'd be very happy. And then I didn't vote for anything else. I don't know if you guys find that interesting. I just thought it was fun. I thought I would share what I voted for the Goodreads Choice Awards. I'm hoping to do videos for it, you know, so I don't know what videos those will be. I'm still tinkering away. I'm still planning. But yeah, that's my Goodreads Choice Awards votes. Anyway, I'm now gonna go and get ready for bed, take my makeup off, all of that. And then I will probably just catch up with you in the morning when I read more of Hooked. I'm gonna read more tonight and I'll probably just update you tomorrow. But yeah, I'm hoping to get this finished tomorrow actually. It's a pretty quick read, it's pretty short, so surely I can get through it and finish it tomorrow. But we'll see. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Hello guys. So I've gotten up to page 154 of Hooked, and I feel like I'm about to surprise everyone right now when I say that, like, I'm not hating it, but it's not to my taste. Like, I think with this novel, I get what it's trying to do and I get what its purpose is, right? Like, Emily McIntyre hasn't set out to write like the next best classic. I understand what it serves, and I genuinely think that the purpose that it serves does it very well. And maybe that's like an unpopular opinion because I don't actually read a lot of dark romance, but I'm not like hating it. I definitely have issues with it. And we're gonna get into those, but like, I'm not sitting here cringing. I'm not sitting here like wanting to DNF. I'm enjoying my time reading it and I'm enjoying this experience, but like, it's certainly it's certainly not something that I would like recommend, or, you know, I don't think I will read the rest of the series. We're just gonna see what happens. Like, I'm nearly halfway. I think one of my main issues is I think the characters are really silly because it's still corny as hell. Like, Hook, I just don't believe that he's a villain because he's so cartoonish and so corny. That's like the best way I can put it. Like, I would say that corny is like the main word that I would use to describe this book. So you're gonna hear me saying that word quite often, I feel. But okay, I have said this with basically every romance book that I read, is that I really don't like when characters have sexual relations too early on, because I feel like it breaks the tension. However, I kind of leave that for like rom-coms, because with a rom-com, like, it's really is about like building that relationship, whereas like in Hooked, like, I know that the purpose of this is to like be really smutty. So obviously the smut is going to happen a lot and quite quickly. It did happen within the first 100 pages. We had our first kind of smutty scene, which was disappointing because it's like, for me, because I'm like, no, build that tension. But I understand it. Like, I understand why it's done that. So it's not so much a critique, it's more just a matter of personal opinion right now. One thing I am frustrated by, which isn't so much the smut, but it's the fact that, like, the whole purpose of this story, right, is that Hook is manipulating Wendy and seducing her into a relationship, and then he accidentally falls for her. I suppose that's literally what it says on the back, so that's not a spoiler. And it's still a dark romance. It's not just porn. Like, it is a dark romance. There is going to be a romantic story. But I think what is frustrating is that Wendy doesn't really give him any pushback. Like, she kind of falls for him immediately, and I really would have liked for it to be more of a challenge for Hook. It just feels like everything's coming too easily to him. Like, he gives Wendy one compliment and she's like, oh, and it's just like, no, Wendy, like, give him some sass, give him, because, you know, like, if it's just coming way too easy for him, if there's no challenge for him to like make her fall in love with, like, I would say before the halfway mark, she's like already falling in love with him. And there was this really great scene, because Wendy has this like relationship with her brother, which is really good, but they, like, you know, her dad's kind of like an awful guy and doesn't spend much time with her and her younger brother. And so there was this really gorgeous scene where Hook is like kind of doing a really nice thing for Wendy's younger brother, and Wendy's younger brother is like the most important person in her life. That would have been a fantastic turning point for her to be like, oh wow, maybe he's not actually a bad guy. Like, if that scene happened before all of the like sex and the dates and stuff, I would like, that would have been so powerful. And I actually would have like, I would say that this is a good book if it happened like that, but it didn't. And so it just felt like, yeah, it was nice that we saw this nicer side of Hook, but I would have liked to see that be the catalyst to like Wendy falling in love with him. So it just feels like the pacing is kind of off, and the structure of the story and like scenes and story points, for me personally, are just kind of out of order. It just feels like love bombing. It just kind of feels like from Hook, it's love bombing and Wendy's falling for it. And also it feels like Hook's getting feelings really early as well, so that just immediately is breaking the tension. I know that, like, you know, obviously they're gonna have a lot of sex, obviously it's gonna happen quickly. Like, it's not about that breaking the tension for me. It's the fact that like the challenges that both the characters should be facing really aren't that challenging. I don't know. I don't really care about hearing heaps about Hook's dark past. Like, I don't know, I just, yeah, it's not like bad and I'm enjoying the experience, like I said, but like, you know, I just have critiques. I don't think this is going to be higher than a 2 stars. It may climb its way to a 3 if there's like a really explosive like climax, and like that could be fun. Like, you know what, for a 3rd act breakup, like I feel like this could do a really good 3rd act breakup, because at the end of the day, you know, Wendy finding out his deception. Again, I just think that's probably going to happen. I've read enough romances and enough like deception kind of rom-coms where that literally will happen. If Emily McIntyre does that really well, this could climb up the rating scale in terms of like entertainment value and drama. Yeah, in terms of the structure of the story and stuff, if I am giving my like serious critiques on this right now, that would be it. But I just want to say, first and foremost, I'm not like hating this book for what it is. Like, I understand it. I don't read a lot of books like this, and it's fun. You know what? I'll say it. It's a fun time. Although Wendy's dad, Peter, has a female assistant called Tina Bell, and I'm just like, she really could have just been called Tina. Like, we get it. We get that she's gonna be Tinkerbell. We understand. There's so many like heavy-handed, like, remember this is a Peter Pan retelling, so many heavy-handed references. If her name was just Tina instead of full name Tina Bell, like, we would have gotten it. We would have understood that that is supposed to be Tinkerbell, especially when she's described as petite and pixie-like with blonde bangs and a tight blonde bun. Like, we get it. But yeah, you know what? It's fun. And I think I will probably finish this tonight. I'm gonna be doing some filming today and stuff like that. I recently watched a bunch of people's like reacting to the Goodreads Choice Awards videos, and I feel like now I have a lot to say about the Goodreads Choice Awards. I feel like I'm disappointed. I feel like I'm quite disappointed. I personally don't read middle grade or graphic novels, but getting rid of those two categories just to insert a romantasy category seems wild to me. Because like, I know that romantasy is popular on BookTok and BookTube, but how many romantasy readers are there really out there? I don't know. There's probably a lot. It just kind of felt like they put that in so that like Fourth Wing could win it. But yeah, and then I'm really disappointed by some of the selections. Like, obviously, you know, some of my favorites being in there, like, fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really random selection. And so many authors being nominated like so many times. Like Frida McFadden having 2 books in the thriller category. I mean, yeah, that happens all the time though. Like Colleen Hoover was nominated twice last year, so I get it, but it's always, I always just get like a, especially when I think of like other thrillers that could have been nominated. Anyway, enough about the Goodreads Choice Awards. I'm gonna go film some videos. I will see you soon when I have more to update about Hooked. But yeah, it's a fun time. Hello guys, ignore the fact that I look like a drowned rat, and ignore Ben playing games in the background, and also ignore the sound of my atmospheric like ASMR rooms playing in the background while I read. I'm on page 213 of Hooked, and oh my god, it's taken a turn. It has taken a turn. I don't even really know how this could be a romance anymore, because like, it's like a thriller. It got very dark very quickly. Look, I'm all for like a dark romance, but some of this, it's overwhelming. I want to stress reading this and enjoying my experience reading this, because let it be known, I'm still enjoying it. Like, the drama is juicy. The drama is freaking juicy, and there's way less sex than I thought there would be. So I'm actually kind of happy about that, because sometimes I find with dark romance, it is all about the smut. At least some of the dark romance I've read. This one is like, actually, like, it's drama. And I love that. It's drama and it's plot. I want to stress though, reading this and enjoying this, I'm not like rooting for this couple to be together. You know, I'm not going to start like posting like Pinterest boards and being like, OTP, Hook and Wendy, like, love them, couple of my dreams, I want a man like him. I need to stress, he is not a good man, and Wendy is kind of an idiot. However, I'm reading it for the drama, and I'm loving it for the drama. I'm loving it for the drama. Like, it's a page turner. It is a page turner. And will I continue the Never After series? Probably. Like, the drama is so good, like, it's so juicy, you know? Like, I haven't had a page turner romance like this in a long time. I don't even know if I could call it a romance at this stage. Like, it's wild. It's kind of wild, and it's kind of fucked up, but I love it. I hate Peter. I hate Peter, the dad, Wendy's dad. Hate him, but loving the drama, loving the juiciness. Just, I'm having a bit of like a cozy bed situation right now. Like, I'm very cozy, I'm in bed, like, I'm wet hair, self-care night basically. And I think I will finish this. I've got like 100 pages left. I think I will finish this tonight. I'm so excited. It's so fun. I wasn't expecting to feel this way. I was expecting to have a silly goofy time and be like, it's shit, it sucks. Look, it's not perfect, but it's eating up the drama, eating it up. Delicious. This is the best meal I've had in ages. This is like eating a Big Mac. This is what you get: a Big Mac, some fries, a frozen Coke, and a McFlurry. This is what reading this book is like. And you know what? So good. So good. Kind of rotting my brain, but in the best way possible. I got up to page 264 of Hooked. I'm nearly finished. I'm hooked. Ben is coming to bed though, and he's gonna want to sleep, so I'm probably gonna just finish it with my book light, but I will give you guys a full update first thing in the morning, because I genuinely do believe I'll finish it tonight, and I'm excited and I have things to say, and yeah, so I will see you guys first thing in the morning. I'll see you tomorrow once I've finished. Okay guys, I finished Hooked last night. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I think I definitely had a really fun time, but I don't think I can consciously give it more than a 3-star rating, which, keep in mind, is still like a good rating. Like, it's above average. I did enjoy the novel, I enjoyed the experience, but I can't consciously give it higher than 3 stars just because of some of the critiques that I had. But I really surprisingly enjoyed this by the end. Like, there was just plot twist after plot twist, and I was like, what the hell is going on? But it was so fun. There was one massive plot twist
that I definitely guessed. Like, I guessed 100% from the beginning. But also there was all these other ones and I was like, what the hell? Like, it just, there were heaps that I also didn't guess. It was actually just very, very thrilling. And I think the way that I enjoyed this would be the same way that I would enjoy like a thriller, I suppose. Like, I didn't enjoy this for the romance. I think I just enjoyed it for the plot. And you know what? It was a fun time. And I actually really do want to read more in the Never After series because I really do like Emily McIntyre's writing style. Like, that was something that I really, really enjoyed, and I would be interested to see if in some of the other books in the series she kind of like has improved upon some of the things that I had critiques for, such as like the structure of the novel and the building tension in terms of the relationship, I suppose, and the challenges that the characters are supposed to have. But I still think it was like a well done book. Like, apart from those kind of like main critiques that I had and it being super corny, I'm interested to read more from this author and in this series of like different characters, especially because like Peter Pan isn't like a story that I really, really care about. I never was like a Peter Pan child. However, I know the next book in the series is Scarred, and it's a royal romance, and best believe that will be The Lion King. And you know what, The Lion King is something that I really, really care about. So I actually am really interested in reading that and reading like royal drama, like drama within the monarchy. Like, that will actually be really fun. I wonder if that one will be a fantasy. I don't know, but this was just such a pleasant surprise. Like, I genuinely thought that this would be not a hate read, because I don't believe in hate reading. I have a good time and I have fun reading books that I don't enjoy just because I really enjoy exercising my critical brain. Like, I feel like people say there's two different hobbies, buying books and reading books. I feel like for me, I get it, but like, I have two different hobbies when it comes to reading books, and that's reading books that I enjoy and then reading books to exercise my critical brain and my thinking skills. And so I genuinely thought that this would be like a 1-star read. I would be sitting here like pulling it apart and having fun doing that, but like not in a hateful, negative way, just in like a, I don't know, it's just a way that I enjoy, a way I like to think about the technicalities when it comes to a book and the writing style and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. It was a romp. It was like watching reality TV, and I ate it up. I completely ate it up. So I really enjoyed the experience. It's a 3-star novel, but you know what? If you're like me and you just want some fun, you want to like put aside your brain for a moment, I highly recommend. So that's it for this reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this next installment in the Reading My Physical TBR series. I definitely took a big break from doing these videos. I think it's been like 4 months or something, but I do want to get back to doing them at least like once every month. I feel like it's such a good way to get things off my physical TBR, especially because I read this within the space of 2 days. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time reading this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, guys, a cheeky reminder that all my socials are linked down below, so if you want to follow me on Bookstagram or BookTok or anything like that, all the details are down there, as well as the link to my Patreon. So if you do want more extra exclusive content from me, all the details are on the page. And actually also, I will be doing another bonus episode in Reading My Physical TBR as a exclusive Patreon video this month, or in November. So if you want to see that video, that should either already be out or be coming very, very soon before the month is over. So yeah, feel free to check that out if you feel like it, especially if you like these kinds of videos. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all so, so, so much, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye.